How do you mix the real and the virtual worlds to appeal to sports fans? That's what the Polish startup Zetly Fueling Sports aims to do, starting with football. I found out about how it's going to work from co-founder and COO Rafal Gelner.
You're listening to CoinGeek Conversations with Charles Miller.
So Rafal, can you tell me what Zetly is, please?
Zetly is like an all-in-one solution for sports clubs and fans. So we can utilize within the platform the tools that are available in terms of the Web3 that can be utilized for sports clubs. And then using that, sports club can, introduce the new ways of fun engagements for their fans.
So if I'm using it, what will I be doing? What will I be seeing?
Well, at the moment, we are still pre-development.
Right.
We are fundraising. We are a startup. That has to be said, of course.
But, okay, what's the vision for the experience that the user will have?
Well, there are a few different ways you can experience it at the moment. Let's say we can use NFT gating and NFC. I'm jumping straight into it, let's say. So let's say you have your favorite jersey, your favorite sports jacket, and that jacket has inside an NFC pin and is connected to the NFT. And then you go into the match, or you go in to the area that this can be scanned. Obviously, this can be scanned, and you can have access to the areas to take part in reward programs, or like sky's the limit almost.
So that's almost like a ticketing.
Like
type.
a ticket, yes, exactly. So that would be like kind of a ticket and entrance to the VIP area or other utilities that will club offer to their fans or their members. Obviously, besides using the NFT gating, we plan to launch the pilot program, which is the Pilot Sports Metaverse, together with Transmira, Omniscape, and Robert Rice. So we plan to do this, and that brings this, because the Transmira Omniscape, they can scan the inside and outside arena.
Right. So for people who haven't come across this yet,
yes.
So Transmira is going to go into a stadium and presumably photograph the whole thing, and then they'll have a sort of digital version
exactly
of the entire stadium, what's inside it, and
exactly.
So you can walk around it and everything.
Yes, exactly. I would like you would do in an open world game, and right. All the solutions within the platform will be obviously complementary within that ecosystem as well.
So you work with Transmira.
Yes, on that pilot program, Sports Metaverse.
So they will produce this stadium.
Yes.
And then what will you add to it? Or
our CEO Michał always like to say, this idea of the IKEA and the furnishment. So we have the IKEA, and we have something that has to be filled in, all this furniture as well. So this is the ecosystem, but we have partnerships with Polish Basketball Federation, Polish Basketball League, and some other big partnerships in the pipeline. So we can utilize that, and fill that ecosystem with the fans, with the sports clubs.
And
so
how does it work? If there's a stadium and there's an actual match in the stadium, does that appear in the metaverse as well?
It will appear in the metaverse. In terms of the digital twin, probably it will appear in the screen within the metaverse, within the digital twin.
Right. So we won't see little players on the field.
Well, this is I would say there will be the next stage when you actually have these oculars on your face, and then you can immerse directly into the experience. But this is further down the line.
Yeah.
I think before that happens, we will have this mixed reality. I think we call it now extended reality, which is the blend of mobile AR, virtual reality altogether. So I think we're gonna experience that before that fully metaverse experience that everybody thinks is afraid of, actually, that they're gonna be sacked and nobody's gonna go out for shopping and to work. They're gonna be just sitting there. I think this is a way further down if it's come to the possibility of real life.
In the shorter term.
But I would say that imagine that you are going for the match, and then the partners, the sports stadiums, the sponsors can direct you to the city, different ways they want you to go. And then when you go that way, then you can collect, like using mobile AR, you can collect a hot dog or a T-shirt, and then,
A real T-shirt or a
yeah, and then you can
virtual
go.
T-shirt.
I mean, it will be like the 3D virtual T-shirt hanging on the street. But then, if you claim it, then you can claim it on the real stadium and the real metaverse. I mean, in the real to have the real T-shirt.
So it's a way of kind of promoting things.
Yes.
That appeals to people because they're in the stadium that they're actually going to.
Yes,
but it's actually a sales tool, really.
Yes, because you can introduce geolocations, and and we can. That's our idea as well, is the away games, which is the city games. That you can incentivize people to go around and hunt those tokens, those NFTs, and then claim them, in the real shop. So that's like another part of the platform.
But do you envisage then that most of the people looking at the stadium will be people who are actually in the stadium, or will they be just people online remotely?
I think, the idea in general is that if you're going to be in the real place, location, then you will be at the same time in the digital twin. And what I like to see it, that it gives access to the people that cannot afford to go to the real match or real stadium, cannot afford or cannot just go because they can't afford it, or they are in hospital, or they are in home or in bed, or
But if they are not physically there, they won't be able to pick up the real T-shirt or whatever that is being offered.
Well, but then we twist it the other way around, and they will be able to experience and meet people, and so they will imagine like open world game, and you have your avatar, and that would be that person. Let's say I cannot go and I'm sitting at home, but I can use it and be there like I would be in an open world game, and that would be real people there, because some of them will be like me sitting at home, and some of them will be really there experiencing. So we want to connect it all together.
Right. So if I go there virtually, then all the other people who are there virtually will be able to see me and interact with me.
Yes, exactly. That's the one. And you will be part of that, of two words blending in one.
And will I know whether I'm interacting with a person who's physically in the stadium or remote? Will there be a distinction?
I think it will be distinction. At the moment, we are in the pre-development phase of that. So obviously, the solutions will be presented. But if you will be in a real stadium, and then you will be, you have to be on the app. You have to be part in it.
Yeah.
But if the avatar will be in the virtual space and you will be staying at home, then you probably could talk with him like you would do through the app.
Right. I think some old-fashioned people like me might say, if you're paying to go to a real event, and it's like fresh air and real people around you, it seems rather a shame that you're going to be studying your phone the whole time. What do you think?
That's true. I absolutely agree. But it would be nice if I'm sitting at home and cannot go there, and you will be there as my friend, and I can see that you are there, and I can text you, oh, hey, and then you get a notification on your phone, and then we can chat a little bit, and then you can come back to your real...
So like if you've got a family member or a friend who's actually at the game, you can sort of be there with them, or at least see them there.
Yes, exactly, and you can and that transcend to not only the stadium itself, but that area that surrounds the stadium and even the whole city. Because I think also this is like the digital twin is huge for tourism as well. So so that's the idea. One of the ideas in our all-in-one platform, which this NFT gating is all utilities that can be introduced by NFT gating. We plan to develop a sports quizzes for fans and for crypto community at the same time. We plan to do the away games, location games, like you mentioned. We plan to help clubs tokenize and basically engage the tools so they can give some new ways of fun engagement.
So Zetly is focused on. Is it just football or just
sports? All sports
in general.
Yes, all sports in general.
It sounds like football is a bit of a, the leading sport at the moment.
It kind of is in the world, basically.
Right.
The world has the most fans are football fans, but we are open for all sports. And like I mentioned before, we have the onboard Polish Basketball Federation and Polish Basketball League. So I think we start from the basketball.
Right.
But as well, at the same time, We received amazing grant from the BSV, and that we'll be able to showcase our solutions and our idea, our pilot program in Sevilla in September. So then we will have a huge exposure for the biggest clubs in the world.
So what stage have you got to in terms of raising investment and building the company?
At the moment, we have raised 250K from the private investors, friends and family. We are FC approved pre-seed equity sale. Has been conducted. It has not been filled yet, so we are open for investments.
And it's based in Poland?
Yes, it's based in Poland. There's the Zetly always registered as a company in Estonia. There's a Zetly group registered in Poland. So we plan to have like a Zetly group. So the company with the satellites around it.
And how does BSV come into it? And is BSV essential for this idea?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And BSV, in our opinion, and not only ours, is a great blockchain. It's an enterprise blockchain. It's fast. It's cheap. It's scalable. It can process a lot of transactions.
So how does what you were describing sort of work in relation to the BSV blockchain then?
Because when we're going to build the platform on the BSV, in the near future, yes, people will pay for transactions, but I think we all will have everything on subscription base. That's the first thing. And the second thing, in terms of the transactions in BB, there are so little and so cheap, so almost negligible. So there will be not much cost for the end user, actually, And then the volume transaction that can be held, let's say daily, when the adoption comes, when everybody has their own digital wallet into the banking app or all other, then all other blockchains may just be not sufficient enough, to process all this transaction. And when we're going to see like hundreds of thousands of people, going to the ecosystem, then we will have to have strong solutions, that will be capable of handling that amount.
But you say that the transactions will be very cheap for the user. But I guess, would there also be an option for you to make more money for the company by making a big profit on those transactions, because your clients will be paying you?
Of course, and that's the first idea. But later on, when we're going to see, and we see in it right now, that companies and brands are going through that subscription model. So, we're going to start, and like everybody else now in the market, yes, we make money, and we're going to make money off the transactions. But later on down the line, everybody's going to start to offer packages or subscriptions or something that you don't have to pay, or you just pay a little and you have access to this, and this.
Right.
So that the cost eventually, comes up, and it might be very, very high for the people for using the same thing and offering the same, if you will have to, pay for the transactions, literally a lot of money.
Right. So it's good for you to know that your cost base is actually quite low.
That's true.
As time goes on, you can impress your customers by reducing your prices.
Exactly. Exactly.
And do you think that the clients that you'll be talking to, who are the football clubs, I guess, and
all the clubs, all fans from the old clubs, all sports,
and what sort of reaction have you got from them to the idea?
People like the idea, but they don't understand blockchain. So there is a tremendous lack of education in terms of the fans, in terms of the sports organizations.
But they don't really need to know about blockchain, do they?
Well, that's what I say as well. Eventually, you don't need to know how the Visa works and how many transactions Visa process per minute, and you don't need to know that. But at the moment, it has to be some introduction, because there is no adoption. There is no general information in the media about, there is a hype, and sometimes this hype is not that great, because, when we have hype about the NFTs, and I would call it pictures that has nothing and they cost millions, it's a little bit ridiculous.
But do you avoid using the word Bitcoin then when you're describing it to people?
No, actually, no. Whenever I say about something project and I say blockchain, nobody says nothing. And I said, do you know Bitcoin? I said, yeah, I know Bitcoin. So blockchain is the foundation of Bitcoin. And then the conversation starts.
Right.
So basically, the Bitcoin is the keyword, for sure. It is.
It sounds like an amazing project, Rafal.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for talking to me, and really good luck with it. And
I
hope we can talk again when it's launched and we can wander around the stadium while we're talking maybe.
Yes, fingers crossed within the next couple of years. I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. Thank you for having me here, and to be continued.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks very much to Rafal Gelner. Next week, we'll be hearing about a music startup, Blaircast, from its British founder, Shem Booth, Spain. So please join me for that. Until then, thanks for listening, and from me, Charles Miller, goodbye.
Hey everybody, I'm Kurt Wooker Jr. Join us live on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you can ask me questions, comments, blessings, cursings, grapes, or gropes. You can catch us live across CoinGeek's YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and probably a whole bunch of other places too.
I think the big thing here, the big innovation, is the ordinals numbering system.
So utility is driven by this whole idea of springboarding us in terms of innovation by using micropayments and unlocking all these different new ways of doing things.
Decentralization, the meme, as people think of it, I don't think exists at all, anywhere.
Bitcoin mining, Bitcoin wallet, blockchain, stablecoins, MetaNet, the evolution of money. Everybody is talking about Bitcoin today, but what exactly is it? Learn the basics from experts. Learn what Bitcoin is, how it works, and why it matters. Blockchain 101, your ultimate guide to the fundamentals of blockchain.